Hello and welcome back to another reaction. In this occasion, Avatar: The Last Airbender, Season 3, Episode 10. Yes, last time we got these previews of the invasion. We got these terrible hallucinations, terrible dreams because of the stress of said invasion. And it's understandable, as I said in my previous reaction, how this could build up on a child. So yes, the context of the last episode was more fascinating than than the first surface, than the first thing that we saw on the surface of the episode really is. Because again, these silly dreams, these silly nightmares, it's again silly, with the exception of one, which one was kind of terrifying. One just start to think deeper about that. But the rest were, yeah, silly. Oh, I have no pants, or the math test, I think it was. Yeah, so yeah, it's understandable, which is silly. But now we're so close to the invasion. We're so close to this Black Sunday. That sounds weird, but anyway. We're so close to this part in which it's going to be a lot of action. And still a lot of episodes missing. I'm in episode 10. I think there are 21 episodes? No, there are more than 21. I need to check that out. But there, yes, that's what I'm intrigued. There are a lot more episodes to come, and we're about to enter in a very, very, very important part of the series. How they are going to manage that. And there is something else that I have been missing. How Aang is going to control, or who's going to control the firebending, because he's not a complete avatar. He's still missing the firebending, and there is no firebender free that will be able to teach Aang how to control fire. Because yes, I have several options. Obviously, we know that the first fire master of Aang back in season 1 was perhaps incarcerated. So yeah, he's incarcerated. The other possible option was Uncle Iroh, which is actually incarcerated. So those are the only possible masters that I can think of. I don't know if we're going to find another one, or while they are invading. My guess is that the invasion is going to fail. That is what I'm guessing here, and they need to control the fire, and they're going to find an old master. I don't know, but I don't think any master could do. It needs to be a significant one. At least for something as important as this, it needs to be a significant one. Somebody related to the plot. And again, my bets are on Uncle Iroh. My guess, the invasion are going to fail. The invasion is going to fail in almost every aspect, but they're going to manage to rescue Uncle Iroh, and Uncle Iroh is going to teach Aang, teach the fire bending, which is great, because there are some things that Uncle Iroh could teach Aang, and we have seen that when he was teaching Zuko, when he tried to teach him how to control thunder and to spell thunder, but not thunder, lightning. I don't know why I always think of thunder, but anyway, yes, when he was trying to expel thunder, lightning. Calm down, man. Yes, as I was saying, when he was trying to expel lightning, or when he was trying to just change the curse of the lightning. So, yes, I'm eager to see if what I think is true. Because again, by the importance of the fire, and by ignoring the fire learning from all the season, from all these 9 last episodes, it needs to be something important, in my opinion. But anyway, I think I'm starting to ramble way, way, way too much. Yes, let me just remind you that I have a Patreon. If you want to join one of my Patreons, the link is in the description below. If you want to join my Twitter so you can get up to date with news, perhaps happy or not so happy news, or just bullshit that I'm trying to retweet or post and tweet and all that. The link for the description, the links in the description below too. And remember, if you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up and consider a subscription and turn notification, please. Remember, YouTube doesn't like small creators. They only like late night host shows and bullcrap like that. So let's hope that it's not become cable television YouTube. Anyway, enough about this crap. Let's just cut the presentation and watch the video, shall we? Okay, I'm back. I just watched a second time and even a third time this episode 10. And it's a fascinating one. You as a spectator, or at least I as a spectator, have the advantage of knowing how many episodes do we have left of this series, because I am a late viewer. You already know how is it going to end, you already know how everything is resolved, but I don't. I have no idea what is going to happen next. Still, thanks to that little bit of information, the amount of episodes that are still missing, I can deduce some things. And yes, from the last episode that it was announced that the invasion was going to happen in 4 days, I knew it was going to fail. I think it was pretty obvious, because in my opinion, if the villain is defeated in the lowest point of his power, I think that diminishes the hero journey that we have here. Especially for this type of show, in which obviously we have supernatural elements, we have combined with martial arts and all of that. Yes, obviously you want your hero to defeat the villain in the most powerful both sides. That makes a lot more exciting, it's more dramatic, it's better. But if you take this weakened state and you apply that, oh, they're going to defeat him in his weakened state, that diminishes the victory, I think. And again, what will they do with more than 10 episodes left if this is over in this eclipse? It makes sense once you start to analyze all of that. That doesn't change the fact, as I said during my post-reaction commentary, that is frustrating to see it happening in the fucking show. I was so frustrated to learn that Ozai is smart enough to take away whatever he needs so he can win. And there are several things that could be considered plot holes, but once you start to analyze them, they were pre-established. We know that Admiral Yao was in the library. We knew that. We knew that firebenders have been in that mystical library with the giant owl. The god of knowledge, if I'm not... No, the spirit of knowledge, not god. The spirit of knowledge. We knew that from that episode. But enough time has passed that you really need to think about it to remember. Therefore, if our heroes knew about the eclipse, it's not out of the ordinary for our enemies to know about the eclipse. It makes sense for them to explore the entire library, see this planetarium, and start to see, oh, this predicts when something are going to happen. Therefore, I can use it to check when we are going to be the strongest and when we are going to be the weakest. And I'm going to give this information to the Fire Lord so he can plan accordingly. And I think this is the situation in here. The Fire Lord knew that the eclipse was coming, so he took his forces, his important ones, and hide. That is a strategic mind. And he just left, I don't know, a minor resistance so they can still invade, they can still attack, and they will not figure out that he is gone. There going to be enough resistance for them not to overthrow that this is a trap, that this is just a waste of resources, and enough time bought by this resistance for them, in case they are not far away, they can go farther and farther away, because the window of opportunity for these people is 8 minutes. It's not much. And just by this kind of minor resistance, it's enough for them to be triumphant. And I mean the Fire Nation. So it's a brilliant strategy. And once again, you start to think, okay, how did he knew? But once you start to remember the last episodes in Season 1, in Season 2, hell, even in Season 3, you start to remember these little details. And start to think, oh, these are not plot holes, these are previously established. And knowing how ruthless the Fire Lord is, he was going to sacrifice whoever just to protect his own ass and his plan. So yeah, it makes sense. And there is another point for this theory. Uncle Iroh knew. And remember, Uncle Iroh, before being incarcerated, was a high general, was a very respectable general. Obviously, he knew this. He has this information at his disposal. So that's why he knew that. Okay, that's why he tried to push away somebody that was kind to him. He was trying to protect this soldier because she was kind to him. So, okay, just go away. Trust me. Something big is going to happen. And my guess is that since the invasion failed, they are going to try to rescue the prisoners of this prison. And obviously among them is going to be Uncle Iroh. Because, yeah, the Avatar can kind of vouch for him. Toph can vouch for him. So, yeah, he has an advantage. So, that is the side of the invasion. There is not much for me to say other than what a spectacular battle. And I love how not only the benders were the main point of this invasion, but actually soldiers who cannot bend were important too. I love how everybody shined, and I love how this small invasion is just from everybody. Waterbenders, earthbenders, well, the water tribes and all of that, because none of them were benders, obviously. And I love that fact that some of the enemies that we have in the past are now our allies. That is highly satisfactory, and I love this portion of the episode. But once again, there is not much for me to say about it. There is not, other than recapitulate everything that is happening. Oh, this happened in this moment, and this happened in this moment, which is obviously is boring, is uninteresting. There is not much for me to say. Other than the fact that I love how they treat these Sokka's insecurities. Obviously, when you give a speech, if you don't know how to give a speech, you're going to fail. That is obvious. That doesn't mean you are not a great leader. You don't know how to give public speeches. That is a quality of a great leader, yes. But let's understand, Sokka is still a teenager. He is not a full-grown adult. So obviously, he still needs training in certain parts. It's understandable. What is undeniable is how amazing his mind is. How this strategy that he planned is succeeding. Yes, perhaps because it's not as an impressive force as it could have been. Because, yeah, the Fire Lord was ready for this. And instead of fighting them back and risking losing, he just said, okay, I'm just gonna go away. But still, it's a great strategy, and especially his idea of the submarine, because obviously nobody has thought about that, a ship below the surface. But I love it. Yeah, obviously he is not mechanically inclined, but he got an amazing concept. And again, I love how they change these insecurities in the end and they make him the leader of the invasion. And he is still a great leader. He knows what he's doing. And I love how he got rid of said insecurities. Okay, this is something I'm recording like 5 minutes after I finish the commentary. There is something I forgot to mention. The timing in the episode felt a little bit wrong for me, but it's because I thought every single element was happening at the same time. What I think is going on is the invasion is happening around midday, thanks to the lightning that we see and all of that, and the segment that we saw with Zuko is happening either in the morning before the invasion or in the afternoon before the invasion. So I am still not sure about that, but with that it makes a lot more sense for me. This is something I forgot to mention in my commentary. Yes, this is I think important because how we're going to find the next episode or whatever episode we're in, how we're going to find the Uncle Iroh and Zuko. That is something I'm fascinated by. And there is another thing I forgot to mention, even like five episodes ago in my commentary, the Kyoshi Warriors. We haven't heard anything about them. So, my guess is they are in prison, hopefully, because yes, the last time we saw they were fighting against Azula and her friends. I'm still not sure if I call them that, but sure. So hopefully they are going to rescue them soon-ish. Hopefully. So yeah, I completely forgot about them until they were mentioned in this episode. So yeah, that's why. But anyway, yes, now truly that's it. And yeah, continue with the rest of the commentary. Now, the last part of this episode that I want to speak about, well, the last long part, is Zuko. Zuko has been struggling with his inner self. Zuko has been struggling with the betrayal that he did, because yes, he betrayed Uncle Iroh. There is no other word around that. He betrayed Uncle Iroh. He has been suffering all this time. Yes, he has everything. Servants, a girlfriend, people who appreciate him, a family that finally appreciate his talents. But unfortunately, he knows that he's not him. These are not his real talents, let's say. It's not his real personality. And this has been going through a lot of episodes in Season 3. We have been building up towards this moment. And my guess, this is the point in which he said, screw it, I'm going to save Uncle Iroh. I'm going to redeem myself. There is a still missing part of the redemption in my eyes. Yes, because the betrayal kind of changed what he did before. Yes, that helped his redemption. He suffered a lot, but I think he needs something else. He needs to sacrifice something else. And yes, he's sacrificing his life of luxury. He's sacrificing perhaps his girlfriend, because perhaps the girlfriend is completely loyal to the Fire Nation. We don't know that. We haven't seen a circumstance in which is different. He's sacrificing a lot. So yes, if this is the final part in which we are going to see full redemption of Zuko, I am glad to see that. Because this is something that's been building up towards. I cannot wait to see how this is going to be handled. Because again, I love how he just understands that his father doesn't love him by who he is. He appreciates him by somebody who is submissive to him, by submissive to the Fire Lord, I mean. And the people who really care about him, he is the one who is trying to protect. The message for May, and again, I bet that he's going after Uncle Iroh to rescue him. So, yes, the redemption is there. Hopefully he is not going to ruin it. I don't think so, because the writers of the show are pretty good at writing great characters. Anyway, moving on. The last bit, and this is a very short one. I love how every nation has their own technology. So far, we have seen the Fire Nation as the most technologically advanced nation until we saw the Basing Se technology. But now we were introduced to a technology of war by the Water Tribe, benefiting the water benders with the torpedoes that cannot use fire to propel themselves, but they use the power of the water benders, and that is brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. Yeah, it's a great episode, and I cannot wait for the second part of the invasion. I don't know how they are going to take it. I don't know what is going to happen next, and I'm fascinated by this last part. But anyway, I think I exhausted the topic of this one. I hope you enjoy it, and let me just remind you that if you want to see the episode a week before and in full-length reaction, my Patreon is in the description below. Consider donating to my Patreon. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, the link is also in the description below. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up and consider a subscription and turn on notifications. Yes, I have nothing else to say, but thank you for your attention, and well, see you in the next one. Bye!
Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, give it a like, so the algorithm from YouTube will help me out. And check my other videos, share them, and also why not subscribe to my channel and join this community. And as always, I want to thank you for your attention, your likes, and even your dislikes, your comments, which is something I always look forward to read. And yeah, once more, thanks and see you on the next one.